Hi, welcome back. This is going to be a cardio flow. For props today, you will need your jump board and a light set of weights. We're going to get started with those weights off to the side. We're going to start with some supine arms into some heavy jumping. The lighter option is going to be one red and one blue, or one heavy and one medium spring. The heavier option is going to be two red springs or two heavy springs. We're going to get started lying down on our back with some supine arms. So we're going to start lying down. I'm going to pop my headrest up. That will just kind of help when we go into the jumping set. Then we're going to come lying down. We're going to take our hands into the short loops. We're going to send our hands up to the ceiling, palms face forward. Imprint your spine, and then you're going to lift your legs into a tabletop position and hold. You're going to send your hands down by your hips and hold. We're going to start with a tricep press. So we're going to bend the elbows, fingertips to the ceiling, arms go nice and long. Throughout this series, you have the option to mirror your legs. So arms long, legs long, knees bend, elbows bend. I'm going to switch to my long loops. So arms long, legs long, knees bend, elbows bend. If it is too heavy, switch for your long loops. That's what I've just done. And if you want to add a chest lift, you can lift the head, neck, and chest. That will be a little bit more challenging. I'm going to leave mine down for now. So big inhales, we let the arms and legs go long. Exhales, we draw it back to our starting point. Last two. And last one. Arms long, legs long. Keep them straight. Hands to the ceiling, legs to the ceiling. Straight arms, straight legs, lower down. So the arms have a full range of motion from the shoulders down to the hips. The legs are just going up over the hips and then down to 45. Or if you have tight hamstrings like me, I have a generous bend in my knees. It's kind of uncomfy to keep the legs straight, so you're welcome to do that as well. Last two. And last one. Okay, arms long, legs long, flip the palms to face in. We're going to open the arms out to a T, legs out to a V. Draw the hands back by the hips, zip the legs together. Once again, the legs are optional. You can absolutely skip them. If you choose that, you'll put your legs in a tabletop position. Last two. And last one. We're going to do a couple circles. So I'm just going to reposition. We're going to send our arms long, legs long, come up, around, circle down. We're just here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then reverse those circles just for 4. Whew, feeling it. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. You're going to set your feet down onto that jump board. Just toss your straps into the well so they're out of the way. We are going to grab our weights into our hands. So we're going to start with some heavy jumping. And as a friendly reminder, we're always landing in the top part of this jump board, so the upper half, and we're landing softly, toe ball heel. So we land with the toes down, and then we roll through the foot down to the heel. We are going to start with our feet parallel and hip width distance apart. We're going to stagger the stance. So we're going to put the right foot a little bit higher than that left foot. And we're going to find bicep curls in the arms. So let's just start. Keep the arms resting down by your side. We'll start with the feet. So as you jump, you're just going to switch the feet left over right, right over left. So we jump, switch, and then we jump, switch. To add the arms, as we jump, you'll curl up, you'll find a bicep curl, and then the arms will go long as you come back in. So we have a staggered alternating stance in the legs, and then we have a bicep curl in the arms. It's okay if the bottom heel doesn't touch all the way down. That has to do more with your Achilles flexibility, which I don't really have much of, so I'm definitely not touching my heel down. Try to keep your spine in an imprinted position. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come into the stopper. We're going to find our feet in a Pilates V position now. We are going to find chest press arms. So we're going to start with the elbows out wide to the side, palms facing forward. Let's just hold the arms there while we work through the legs. So we're going to do jumping jacks. So you're going to jump, you're going to land wide. Jump, land together. Keeping that Pilates V position in our feet. To add the arms, as we jump, hands to the ceiling, land, elbows down. So think of it like bent knees, bent elbows, straight arms, straight legs. The opposite feels more natural in your body. Do that, it's all good. Just find some kind of flow. Inhale as you jump away. Exhale as you land. We're landing softly, toe ball heel on that jump board. And we're landing in the top half of that jump board. As you fatigue, you will drop a little bit, so just be mindful of that. When you jump, think of pointing your toes about 2 inches higher than that jump board, and that will kind of help that mind-body connection to keep your feet lifted. Last 3, 2, and 1. Whew, okay, go ahead and bring the carriage all the way in. We're going to go into moguls next. We're going to find hug a tree arms. So we're going to find the elbows out wide, palms face in. We're going to find the feet together to touch, knees together to touch, and then tilt your knees and feet to the right. We'll keep the arms still. Let's work the legs. So we're going to jump away. We're going to twist to the left. So we're going to jump, twist, jump, twist. So you're like a skier doing moguls. If you wanted to add the arms as you jump away, hands over your chest, and then as you land, arms up and wide. It does get to be a little rub your belly, pat your head. You can ditch the arms at any point. Try to keep the feet and the knees touching, and do try to keep your low back down. So we're just twisting from the hip joint. The pelvis is actually staying pretty stable here. So we want to remain stable in the pelvis. And we just kind of do a slight rotation in the knees. The more I talk, the more I mess up these arms. It's hard to cue through a cardio class. Take any breaks that you need. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come in. All right, we have one last one in this heavy jump set. We're going to have the feet in a parallel hip width distance apart. We're going to send the hands up to the ceiling with the palms facing in. As you jump, so we're just going to lift the legs slightly. So you're going to jump, lift slightly, just a little flick over that foot bar. It's pretty heavy to be able to send your legs that much higher. If you want to add the arms, we'll add a little lower. So we'll jump, we'll lower the arms as the legs lift, and then we'll come back up. It is really heavy. Definitely heavier than anything else we've done. Feel free to put a pretty generous bend in your arms, in your elbows. We're not here for too long. Last 2. And last 1. Okay, come all the way in. Keep the weights in your hands. Actually, you can set them down by your side. Just bend and extend the legs, just so it's not such an abrupt stop. Still keeping that blood flowing. All right, we are going to go into a bridge set next. So I do want you to pop your headrest down, please. And we are going to bridge with the arches of our feet on the top of this jump board. This is higher than the foot bar. Also, we're on a lighter spring. So this bridge set is going to be very challenging. So just go slow. You can always add more springs to make this a little bit nicer if you need. Okay, we're going to find our arms in this elbow tap position. Elbows bend, hands are over the elbows. You're going to take an inhale in, find your neutral spine. As you exhale, tilt the pelvis towards you, imprint the low back, send your hips up to the high bridge, send your hands up to the ceiling, and then round through the spine, come back down. We're not going to be here for too long. It's a lot of hamstrings after we just worked our legs. All the same rules apply, so we're using our feet to pull that carriage back in. Our feet are definitely much higher than they are on that foot bar. Extra mindful of that form. Last 2. And last one. You're going to send your hips up to the ceiling and hold With the flat back, you're going to lower your hips down halfway. You're going to bend the elbows, weights to either sides of your head. Lift it back up. And so we're just finding a little halfway hip dip. We're pulling the carriage back in with our feet. It is definitely getting heavy. Ooh, feeling it in the hamstrings. Last 3, 2, and 1. Hands to the ceiling and hold. Press into your feet. Send the carriage away. Let the legs go long. Come back in. We'll just hold the hands over the shoulders. We're really drawing the heels to the glutes, squeezing through our hamstrings to draw it back in. Last 2. And last 1. Oh man. All right. Come into the stopper. Roll all the way back down. You can set the weights off to the side. Let your legs just kind of reach along over that jump board. And just knock the knees side to side. Give a little massage out for the calves. All right, so we're going to swing the legs off to the left side. And we're going to change those springs. So we're going to change the springs to 1 red spring or 1 heavy spring. As I'm seated here, this jump board is to my right. Pop your headrest back up. And we're going to come lying down on our sides. So I'm going to lie on my left side. I'm tucking my right knee in towards my chest. We are going to find that neutral spine. So drawing the right hip bone away from the bottom of the right rib cage, lift up through that left oblique. So bottom knee, left knee is tucked in. The right foot's going to come onto the top part of that jump board. Try to align your ankle, knee, and hip. And then we're going to find that foot parallel on that jump board. I like to just grab this peg with my bottom hand. When you're ready, just start to bend and extend a couple times. You don't need to find any air right now. Just kind of get a feel for where you're at on this lighter spring. And then once you're ready, you'll jump away and you'll find a little hang time. It is lighter. So lighter springs in a cardio class and a jump board class means more abs. So it's going to be a little bit more work for the abs, less work for the legs. It doesn't mean that your legs aren't working. You're totally going to feel the legs in this set. Okay, we're going to start to add on here. So as you jump away, you're going to give a little kick forward with the bottom leg. So you're going to jump, kick that bottom leg forward. So as we do this, the priority is the pelvis is staying still. So challenging ourselves by kicking that leg forward. By kicking the leg forward, we're challenging ourselves to keep the pelvis still. Okay, if you want to add a little kick back with that back leg. So we have like a weird scissor motion. I'm not super flexible, so this isn't the most like perfect looking split. So that's all good if that's you too. Keep a bend in the knees. All we're focused on is this pelvic stability and lifting up through that left oblique. Last 2. And last 1. All right, you're going to come back together. This time both the feet are going to come onto that jump board. And then we're going to jump away with 2 legs. So we're going to jump with 2 legs, land with 2 legs. So it's more wobbly. If it feels too wobbly, tuck the left knee in towards your chest, let it rest on the carriage. Pelvis is staying nice and still. If you wanted to add on, you could add a little heel click. So we jump, click the heels, and land. Do try to keep that neutral spine as much as possible. It is challenging on this side. It's pretty awkward. Little heel clicks, jump, and land. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, come in, tuck that left knee in, continue to jump with that right leg. And we're going to draw little circles in one direction. So you're going to jump, you're going to draw a circle in one direction, and then you're going to land softly, toe ball heel. We aim to land towards the front part of the jump board, and you want to try to keep the ankle, knee, and hip in a similar line. Last 2. And last one, we are reversing these circles, so we're just going to reverse it. It is just harder. It just feels harder to reverse it. Checking in, are you completely stable with the exception of this right leg? If not, re-engage to the core. Maybe take a break. Last two and last one. All right, nice job. Come into the stopper. Flip yourselves on your back. Let's take a figure four stretch for this leg. It worked hard. And just kind of breathe into the outside of that right hip. We are going to stay on our backs for this next one. And we're going to start with the feet parallel and touching. So I do have my headrest up. It is very helpful, especially on the lighter spring. Then we're going to get started. So we're just going to jump away a couple times. So just kind of feel into how this feels on the carriage. If you need to reposition, I do. Go ahead and do that. So we jump away. You can feel your abs are contracting right now because you don't have the support of the springs as much. So the springs are lighter. So your body's instinctually reacting to try to stabilize you because it can tell that you're unstable. But we do want to also be mindful of that engagement too. So you're going to jump away and you're really going to mindfully squeeze the core as well. Okay, adding on here, we're going to jump. We're going to take the feet out to a wide V. And then we're going to land softly, toe ball heel. If you wanted to add a chest lift, hands to the ceiling, jump, lift the head, neck, and chest, reach the hands between the legs. I'll do this for now. I don't know how long I'll stay here. Mix and match, take your breaks, choose your modifications. This is your practice. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you're gonna come in, feet are gonna find a Pilates V. This time we're gonna jump, we're gonna do a big heart. So we're gonna jump, we're gonna do a big circle out wide and around, back together. So it's like 2 half circles, but I think it looks more like a heart. A good amount of hang time is required. So this is making your legs work harder. Your right leg is more tired than your left. So just remain mindful. You're landing evenly, softly, toe ball heel. Right foot, left foot land together. Last 2. And last one, reverse the directions of your heart. You jump, you lift up, you come out wide and around. This way looks way more like a heart than the other way. Your pelvis is staying still as you jump. So if you're rocking and rolling in your pelvis, squeeze through your abs, press your low back down into the mat. That will help you stabilize. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, come into the stopper. We have one last one here. We're gonna do stag. So you're gonna jump away and you're going to send your left leg out to the side. Right knee is gonna draw out into this half butterfly stretch. So this is what it'll look like on the left side. So to do stag, we're gonna switch side to side. So you're doing kind of, I've heard teachers call this an Irish jig. It does kind of look like an Irish jig. Pelvis is staying stable as we do this. So really drawing the belly button down towards your spine, knitting those ribs. We just jump to the side and land. Last 3, 2, and 1. Okay, great job. Coming into the stopper. Bend and extend the legs a couple times. Just take a little break. Okay, when you're ready, let's flip on to our right side. We're gonna do that side lying series on the other side. So tucking, oh boy, I'm tired. So tucking the right knee into your chest, left foot's gonna come onto that foot bar, parallel, and then knee, hip, and ankle are in alignment. Start to bend and extend. So just get a feel for how it feels on this side. Right side is fatigued, so it's not supporting you in the same way that you were supported on the other side. So just mindful of that. Our priority is keeping this pelvis stable. Okay, stay here, add that kick forward. So we jump, we kick the leg forward, the bottom leg, sorry, the right leg forward, then we land softly, toe ball heel. This is challenging our ability to keep the pelvis still. It's a progression. Progressions are always optional. Listen to your body, take the breaks that you need, take the modifications that you need. Stay here or add that kick back with the left leg. So now we're jumping, we're finding a little split. The hips are staying stacked, the pelvis is staying stable the whole time. That movement back is definitely a lot smaller. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, come into the stopper. Both the feet are going to find the jump board, kind of reposition, and then you'll start to jump away. So both the feet are on the jump board, and our pelvis is staying stable as we jump away. We're lifting up through our right oblique. I can tell that my space is a little bit smaller on this one, but it is still lifted, so it's okay if yours got a little bit smaller as well. Stay here, start to click those heels. Jump away, click, land softly, toe ball heel. With 2 feet on, I'm not always getting my right heel to touch. I'm not always getting my left heel to touch, actually. That's okay. You don't need to force it if it's uncomfortable. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, come in, draw that right knee into rest, and then continue to jump with that left leg. We're going to do little circles. So you jump, we do little circles in one direction, we land softly, toe ball heel. It's all good. These are tiny little baby circles. Mine definitely are. Last 3, 2, and 1. Jump, switch the direction of your circle. This is our last little bit of jumping. We're going to do some arms. We're going to stretch it out. You'll be all done. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh my gosh. Okay, come into the stopper. Flip onto your backs. Take your figure 4. Stretch. Ooh. Flexing the left foot. You can reach your hands through your legs and pull the right knee closer to your face if you want. I don't really have that flexibility, so I'm just going to let my foot rest. All right, let's go into a seated position. Swing the legs off to one side. Working on this red spring. We're going to give your arms some love, and then we're going to cool down. So we're going to find a kneeling position. Low kneeling is going to be more stable than high kneeling. So a little bit more advanced is high kneeling. You're going to reach down. You're going to grab the short straps in your hands. I don't feel nearly as supported by my legs right now as I usually do. So extra mindful of that core engagement. Let's start with a chest expansion. Arms long by your sides. Send the hands back behind the hips and then draw them forward. So I'm going to add some optional progressions. So this is going to be the nicest place to stay. And you're always welcome to come back to this. If you want to add on, you're going to send the hands back behind the hips and hold. You're going to hold them there as you float the hips down to the heels. Lift it back up. Keep your arms pressing back. Keep the low abs drawing in. And it is very heavy. We only have one true arm set in this class, so we're just going to hit it hard. Give you the best bang for your buck. Last 2. And last 1. All right, let's find a bicep curl. You're going to reach the arms forward. You're going to curl up. Find your bicep curl. Keep drawing those low abs in. You always have the long loops there for you. The progression especially gets a little heavy. And once again, it is a progression, so it is totally optional. So feel free to skip it. If you're taking the progression, we're going to curl up, find that bicep curl, hold the bicep curl, float the hips down, lift them back up. So your elbows are lifted like they're balanced on a table right now. Fingertips to the ceiling. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed. You can tell mine are creeping up. Last two. And last one. Okay, we're gonna cross the straps. You're gonna choke up to where they're sewn together. We're gonna find this bent elbow position with the palms facing in. Like you're opening a newspaper. You're just gonna open the arms out to the side and keep the elbows bent. So I want you to imagine like you're holding like a little clementine in place between your elbows and your waist. And we're staying nice and still, and we're just opening from the shoulders, rotating from the shoulders, opening from the elbows. It's heavy. Work your hands down the straps if you would like a little bit less tension, and if you want more, work them up. Okay, progression time. Open up and hold. Float it down, lift it up. We float it down. It is heavy. It's definitely heavy. This is the last one that we're doing. Like I said, we were hitting these arms hard. I can tell my hands have crept in. I'm okay with that, you know? Holding it out wide was feeling a bit much. Last two. And last one. All right, lower the hips down and hold. Uncross the straps. Hang them up onto the pegs. Shake your arms out. Awesome job. Step off to the left side of your machine. Stand, face your jump board. Right foot's gonna come down on the ground. Left foot's gonna press up against the shoulder block. Left knee can rest or it can be lifted. Press yourself away to a much well-deserved Eve's lunge stretch. Hands are on that jump board, hips are squared, so draw the left hip forward, right sits bones back. When you do that, you'll feel your right hamstring get a deeper stretch. If you need to lift up a little bit higher if it got uncomfortable, go ahead and do that. Stay and hang out in this stretch where you can draw the knee in and out. And a little bit more movement, a little bit more fluidity. Might feel quite nice. Done a lot to these legs in a short amount of time. If you're craving more of a hamstring stretch, start to work your standing leg towards straight and still prioritizing keeping those hips nice and squared. You can flow it in and out if that felt nice on the other side, or just hang out in it. Breathing into the back of the right leg. Okay, let's guide that carriage into the stopper. We're going to scooch on over, to the other side. Left foot's going to come down on the ground. Right foot's going to press away. Right hips are squared. You're drawing that right hip forward in alignment with the left. You can stay here, or you can kind of start to flow it in and out. Choose whatever variation feels best for you. And if you're craving more of a hamstring stretch today, start to work your left leg towards straight. Flow it out or just hang out in it. Giving a very nice stretch. Feeling a very nice stretch for this left leg. Check those hips, they're still square. That right hip is still drawing forward. Okay, when you're ready, let's slowly guide ourselves into that stopper. I'm just going to step off, have a seat on the carriage. We're going to take a big inhale in, send the hands up to the ceiling, and then exhale, shake it out, let it go. Great job today. I'll see you in the next video.
If you like this class and you're looking for more, head to aopilates.studio, where as a member you'll receive unlimited access to over 100 mat and reformer Pilates workouts. Your first 7 days are completely free.